Cream. Hey, Cream. Who's a good cat? You're a good cat. Yes, you are. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Morning Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be talking about the Royal Commando Spec-Ops female figure from Vallaverse, the army builder that will cost you about $21. I have it right here on its little stand, and we get right into it. I'm going to talk about this stand real quick, and if you like what you see here, please help me raise awareness for the blind by hitting the like button and subscribing and commenting below and tell me about your Vallaverse experience. I would like to know what you think of Vallaverse. I hear a lot about what Articulated Ninja thinks of Vallaverse, but I want to know what other people think of Vallaverse. So give me a Vallaverse. And I'm going to try something real quick while I've got you here. We're going to put his foot there, and we're going to put your foot right. Hey, put your foot in the. Put your foot in the. Oh, right. Hey. Oh, yeah, you're the one I put a magnet in the bottom of the foot of. But we don't have to put the foot there. Okay, so this is really cool. I do like this. So what I'm doing right now is, to start this video off, I wanted to showcase that you can put two figures on one of these stands. And the neat thing about putting two figures on one of these stands that the Vallaverse figures come with is that you can have them doing a really nice, they can either do a waltz, like this guy's are apparently, kind of looks like they're doing a waltz, or you could just do, a really cool melee action going on. You can have them like kicking each other and stuff like that. I think it's really neat that you can do that. It's really close quarters, but it works. So let's get him off the stand real quick, and we'll do a size comparison with the B.A.T and this Royal Commando. All right, here we go, the Spec-Ops female. Okay, so back to B.A.T, we've got that the Spec-Ops female, the top of her head comes up midway up the head of the B.A.T, actually at that weird crease that runs across the back of the B.A.T's head is where the top of Spec-Ops' head ends. And then on the side-to-side comparison, let's make sure their feet are all good. Your knees are bent slightly, so let's... Oh, no, your knees are not bent. Okay, cool. You're good. All right. And we get a comparison here with the B.A.T's shoulder is a little taller than Spec-Ops' female shoulder. And I think that's pretty good. And that's really neat. So let's going to set the B.A.T. Can I set the B.A.T? I can set the B.A.T over here. I am the clumsiest YouTuber, I swear. I am, a video. I do not have a video on this thing that I have, I've knocked something over in just about every one of my videos. So let's set Spec-Ops female over here off to the side, and let's talk accessories first. And I want to talk about my favorite accessory before we really get into this. And my favorite accessory is this stand. This stand is amazing. And this stand is just hands down, just wow. I love it. I'm most likely going to be using this stand so Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow can fight each other and do some really nice melee action with each other, maybe some kicks to the face and stuff. I think having them really close together like that would be perfect for those two. Really nice little battle, and they'd be on this little stand. It'd be perfect. I wish they would do more of these stands. I wish every G.I. Joe classified figure came with one of these. It would be, I would love it. The stand here has 4 points on it where you can stick a figure, and it fits the holes in the 1/12 scale figure's feet. So you can put 2 figures there, or you can just do a couple of wide stances. You can do all sorts of things. I do think it's really neat. I do wish there was a 5th one, like maybe one in the direct center, so that you could position them differently. But that's still pretty cool. It's a heavy piece of plastic. It's got a weight to it. It's solid. I absolutely love it, and I do recommend. I think that is a positive on Vallaverse, just straight out of the box. That piece alone is really amazing. So, other accessories. This figure, this $21 figure, comes with an extra head. It's a really good head, and it's apparently a black woman. So you can have a white woman or a black woman as the Spec-Ops Commando. So set that right there, and let's talk about this gun. Now the gun here is really neat. It's like an Uzi, except I think it is an Uzi, but the gun's got some really great details in here. It's made of a really nice sturdy plastic. Feels a little fragile though. Feels a lot like the plastic that the Transformers from Combiner Wars and stuff are made out of. It's got a clip underneath it that can't be removed. It's got a silencer on the front that can't be removed. It's just one piece, but there is a sight on the top of it, a telescoping sight or something, and a silencer. Really great texture work there. It's an excellent little gun. I just wish that the ammo pack, the ammo clip and the silencer came off like in G.I. Joe. That would have been really cool. But that would have required using different materials, I bet. And now over here, we've got 6 hands. Comes with 6 hands. Yeah, you heard me right. 8 hands counting the 2 hands that are on them. The only negative on these hands is, so you get 1 pair. I'll explain that in a second. You get 1 pair that's a cupping hand or relaxed hand. Like if you just kind of let your hand relax. That's kind of what we got here. But this cupping motion can be used. So you can use this hand that's like a little cup, and we can use it to support the end of the gun barrel. But make sure you don't put the thumb directly in front of the barrel. You'll shoot your thumb off. So there you go. That's really neat. And I appreciate the fact that it comes with those relaxed hands. It comes with 2 fisticuffs, fisty hands, for those doing the fisticuffs with, decently closed fist hand. And then it comes with 2 hands that are open but don't have a trigger finger. So just relaxed, open hands. You can, they can hold the gun by its barrel if you want. They can grab the ammo pack. You can have them hold that. You could have it hold a lot of things, but it doesn't have a trigger finger, so it can just do a lot more. It's a more versatile hand. Having 8 hands to work with for one figure is very amazing. And I do have to, I mentioned this in one of my outtake videos, and I'm going to mention it again here. These support struts for the hands, the things that you clip in, are very similar to the G.I. Joe ones. The Cobra Trooper specifically, I compared the two and realized that if you sand down less than a millimeter, but just about 1 millimeter or less worth of plastic on the top, and then you take this bobble in the center, this ridged thing that's got square sides on each side, and you used a little sandpaper to wear those sides down and make them a bit more rounded, then this hand can be utilized for the your G.I. Joe classifieds, most likely. I've got to prove it. I'll do a video where I sand down one of these extra hands and I see if it fits in a Cobra Trooper, because the bars for this one and the bars for the Cobra Trooper are the same width. I don't think that's the case for the Cobra B.A.T though. Let's take a look. Cobra B.A.T? Nah, we'll do that later. What was that beep? I got a beep. Crap. I hope my my speaker, my headphones aren't dying. Anyway, so that's a bit of the hands and that's a bit of the gun. So let's talk about the figure itself, and we're going to talk about this one really. Yeah, this is awesome. So articulation wise, we'll cover that real quick. 360 degree at the elbow, at the shoulders. It can raise up almost to 90 degrees at the shoulders. You've got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, rotation on the hand here, and then in the head, if the head is on a ball joint, it can look up, it can look down, and it can look up really well too. It can crack its head left, it can crack its head right, kind of, and it can do the Exorcist thing of rotate 360 degrees. Isn't that neat? You can also, at the midsection, it's got a really far back tilt. You can get like, whoa, Matrix style, or you can pull it forwards all the way and have them look straight down. Fun little thing you can do with this is, now some people can actually do this. I can do this, I know. And like myself, even at the age of 36, I can still accomplish it. It's pretty cool. You can have them bend all the way backwards and touch the ground. Let's see, bend that knee just a bit, bend that knee just a bit, and there we go. Look at that. They can bend backwards and touch the ground. I know it took me a couple of years of doing martial arts before I was able to accomplish that task, and I absolutely like it. It helps me crack my back too. And it's really great for the core muscles. You exercise your core because you got to pick yourself back up from doing that. Anyway, That's something you can do with the figure. It can also lean left really far. It can lean right really far because of these joints in its center. And it's got a nice like waist rotation there. Now, we're coming down here to the thighs. We've got kick up at 90. It can kick back at kind of 90, but its butt gets in the way. It's got a drop down hinge. So, like the G.I. Joes, you can drop that hinge down or you can pop that hinge back up if you want to do more things. That's really cool. I do like it. And then you have a thigh swivel. You also have a bit of a swivel right there inside of it. So you've got a swivel and then more swivel. And that will allow you to get this figure's foot pointed at 90 degrees away from the body, and twist the foot 90 degrees, but still have it feel like it's natural in the leg because the thigh moved a bit, and then the inner thigh waist area rotation happened, and then the lower thigh rotation happened just a bit, and that's some great articulation there. Double jointed knees, and then there's a boot swivel, and we'll talk about that texture bit in a second. And then finally, there's a side to side swivel with the foot, and then an up and down ratchet going on there. Really great. Oh, the knees are ratcheted, by the way. That's really nice. They're soft ratchets, but they're ratchets nonetheless. And the elbows have a bit of a soft ratchet in them as well. Really nicely constructed there. You got to give it up to this guy. This is great articulation, and I do like how all the joints are pinless. That's really nice. Now, let's talk about the texture of this thing. And first off, I want to mention this thing is kind of weighty. It's not it's not a hollow action figure. It's not one of those Dragon Stars or something. The Dragon Ball Z figures that you get. They always have those hollow cores that feel like they're just they just kind of suck in my opinion. Not the Shish McGuard's ones; those are pretty good, but maybe it's the other way around. The Shish McGuard's ones are the ones that have the hollow midsections, and the Dragon Stars are the ones that don't. I can't really keep it straight. If my roommate was here right now, I'd ask him, but oh well. So, let's talk textures real quick. Coming up from the hand, we've got a really nice glove texture going on with the hand. It feels like leather gloves or maybe composite material. You've got this really great texture going on here for the shirt sleeve. It's there's some wrinkles. There's also areas where it feels like there has been some sort of armor padding. You come up here to the upper arm, the bicep area. You definitely get armor there. It's got an armor panel there, and a bit of the armor at the front of the bicep. Really nice. Come down to their head. We get a really excellent head sculpt here. There is a seam that runs down the center of the head, which I don't really like. I feel like they could have polished that head up just a bit more and removed that seam. But you get some decent eyes. Now this is all set up so you can apparently get one of the expansion packs for this, and we'll talk about those at the end of the video. I don't have any expansion packs, but we will be talking about those, and I'll talk about more when we get those. I do like the fact that the mouth is covered by this nice face shield thing. That's really cool. And coming down here to the core of the body, we've got her breasts, which are covered under armor. It's smooth. It's sleek feeling, so I'm guessing that's a more heavy-duty armor. But I did manage to get the impression of breasts in there without the breasts really being too apparent or too big. I think that's a good size for somebody who is a person who exercises a lot and does a lot of physical activities. They're not going to really have the greatest, the biggest breasts in the world, and that works out very well. Like, this guy took a lot of biology into account whenever he was making these, and that's really cool. Around the back, we've got some neoprene style fabric, more on that fabric that feels like it's meant for blocking bullets or something. Kevlar, that's the name I'm looking for. It feels like Kevlar. Where the front area feels like that, some ceramic armor plates. The back is just Kevlar, and then there is a ceramic armor plate that feels like it comes down the lower back and protects the lumbar region. Yeah, that's kind of what that feels like, and that's really cool too. You don't really get a lot of the back detail, the backbone detail, because it feels like there's an armor plate down there, and that's really neat. Up here at the midsection, though, you do get a bit more of the detail around this armor that's kind of around the head area back here, right below that neoprene. You get some impressions of the shoulder bones of this character on their back, and they didn't have to even give those impressions, but they did, and that's really neat. This has been really well sculpted. Oh my god. I'm actually I waited to really get into the sculpt work until I was doing this video to give you my first impressions. And the front of her crotch area, we come down here to the midsection, and we get some, her lower midsection's got there's wrinkles in the shirt fabric there, and that's really neat. Though it doesn't feel like that Kevlar armor, so we've more got wrinkled shirt, but that shirt feels a little too shiny and smooth. So I don't know what's going on with that. But down here, we don't have any sort of. Maybe there's a belt. It feels like there is a belt. Yeah, there's a belt that runs around. That's really neat. There's the buckle right there. And then here we have the yield sign armor. It comes down at the crotch area. It does kind of feel like the yield sign armor. So there we go. And we come around here to the back. Maybe I'm wrong about the old side armor, but it does feel like there's an armored crotch there. Come around to the back. We got an armored butt, and I do appreciate that. There's a bit of a crack there that you can feel, but it's not sexy. It's armored. It's a soldier, and I do appreciate that. They went with more on the soldier side than the sexy side, and this is a soldier, a Spec-Ops Commando nonetheless. So yeah, no, it's going to be soldier more than armor. Soldier more than sexy. Come down here to the thighs, and we get some really great pants textures going on here. Amazing. I like the fact that some of these textures kind of end, and then other textures begin, where there would be different materials on the body for different layers of fabric, and it's just wow. They didn't have to do that, but they did, and it's really great. You come around here to the back, you get this really amazing pants. It's just more of this Kevlar-like fabric pants. Maybe it's just regular, blue jean fabric pants, but there's that fabric texture there. You come down here, and you've got where the pants have been tucked into the boots, so you've got the rumpled up cloth fabric over that, like we would in G.I. Joe's, and come down here to the boot. We got a shiny front of the boot where it's sealed up. It feels like maybe they use magnets to close up their boot, and now that's the panel that goes over. So maybe this type of boot it's got a flap that unslaps, so you can tie everything together, and then you flap the flap closed and seal it, so your boots don't come untied mid-combat, because I bet you that would really suck. And the boot is really great here. We've got some texture of weathering in the middle where it's bent up. It's a boot that's now it's been broken in. It's not a new boot. It's a broken in boot, and either that or that line on that piece there is actually supposed to be the edge of a steel-toed boot, and that could also be the case, which either way is really cool. Now we're going to come to what I absolutely love about this figure. We're going to come to the feet, and oh my god, we've talked about feet on this channel plenty of times. I always bring up the feet. I always look at the feet to find out textures, and whoa, this feels like a shoe you would buy at a store. That's how much texture's under here. All of it is textured. It's a boot you would freaking find in real life. That's what it feels like underneath. It blew me away. It's just wow. Wow, there's so much texture under there. There's so much boot texture. It need to be. They always, Hasbro always cops out on that. Let's just grab B.A.T here. B.A.T, boom. Nothing underneath that. It's just smooth plastic on the edges of this boot. Like they sculpted the edges of the boot, but they didn't bother sculpting the underside. They probably just like, you don't need to spend the money there. But Vala went and did it. Vala went and did it, and that's really cool. So that is this figure, and it is really amazing. I have to say that I wasn't expecting this, and I wasn't expecting it to be this good. It's still wish it came with more accessories, but I understand it's the Army Builder model, so of course it's not really going to come with those accessories. But yeah, no, it's a really good action figure, and finally, before I end this video, I do want to talk about the packaging and make sure you understand that there. I don't know where the points are on this, but since this is an army builder, it came with 1 action point. The $31 named characters all come with 2 action points, and then the accessory packs all come with half an action point. Sometimes they come with extra action points, sometimes they don't. It depends on how big the accessory pack is. The negative I have with the packaging is all the accessories were individually sealed in a plastic bag, but the figure itself was just loose in the box, and I didn't like that. I thought that maybe they could have done something different, maybe wrapped it in a piece of cardboard or something to give it extra strength, like a little cardboard coffin. But Vala, if you're watching this, can you do that? You know, wrap each individual figure in just a simple cardboard tube and tape it down so that when the figure rattles around inside the box, you don't get any damage. I think that would be really nice, because I think, you know, some of these joints are a little looser because of the fact that that figure was just rattling around. That's all I've got to say on this Vallaverse figure for you today. This is an excellent figure, Spec-Ops female, Royal Commando. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in next Prime. I'll be talking about Armada Megatron. Woot woot. Bye bye for now.